Could parasites be demons? Have you been feeling tired? A little wore down? Not like you used to. Is your thinking clouded? Do you have trouble fasting? Do you feel like you eat but can't get full? Do you feel like you sleep but are not rested? When was the last time your doctor offered to deworm you? Now, folks, those are all pertinent questions. The reason I'm asking is because I stumbled across a few things that I think I need to share with you guys. One, that parasites in ancient mythology and maybe even in the Bible, parasites were linked to demon possession. Now, that might sound crazy, but do not turn this off. Let's talk about it. So, hey, everybody. Welcome back to Starkey Farm System. My name is Samantha. There's a yellow jacket. And I am the owner and operator of a 2-acre farmstead in Southeast Louisiana. First thing you need to know about me is I am totally organic. So there's a lot of times that I am deworming the animals on my property, and I'm doing it with herbs and things like that, doing it at the full moon, yada, yada. Well, anyway, I'm always interested in keeping the physical body as healthy as possible to avoid vet bills as well as doctor bills, right? And the first thing I want to talk to you about is a clip. I have to show it to you. Just
of his doctor that this Ivor space Mectin, you know what I'm saying, is a dewormer that after having been taken, people say they feel better?
And he is correct. People do feel better after taking that medication for worming purposes under doctor's orders. Now, President Trump also discussed this in depth, and well, a lot of people pushed back against him, but looking back, because hindsight is 20/20, folks, we realize that he was on the mark more than people wanted to give him.
You'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Now, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer. But I think people should be allowed to. I got a letter from a doctor the other day from Westchester, New York, around the area. He didn't want anything. He just said, sir, I have hundreds of patients, and I give them hydroxychloroquine. I give them the Z-Pak, which is zithromycin, and I give them zinc. And out of the hundreds of patients, many hundreds, over 300 patients, I haven't lost one. He said, please keep pressing that, sir.
So after thousands of years of knowledge, for some reason, especially in America, we have a civilization that for some reason doesn't think we mammals can get parasites or that we have them. When the truth is, some of the health problems you or your family may be going through, not excluding cancer, could be coming from parasitic infestations. Now, something I learned running an organic farm and having a father who is one of the last living sharecroppers in the United States is that you can use pumpkin seeds ground up to deworm for tapeworm. It is how I treat for tapeworm in my dogs. Watermelon seeds can be used for cats. I also deworm our rabbits and our chickens and my family with pumpkin seeds 3 times a year at a minimum. So there's a lot of seeds that you can eat that will help worm you. But my thing is, I just don't understand why, with all the knowledge that we have of medicine and illnesses, that our current regimen of doctors don't understand that humans carry parasites. And if you look at the addition of 30 million people who were not checked by doctors, who came into our country without an invitation per se, those people will bring in things that you and I may have never been exposed to. And that's going to push where you're seeing more and more people coming down with diseases and parasites that Americans haven't had in a long time. So it's a good thing to know how to treat them. But if you remember in the beginning of the video, I said, could parasites be demons? Well, since the Bible calls Satan Beelzebul, and that literally is defined as, that word is defined as Lord of the Flies, right? So I want you to watch this clip and tell me what you think.
What?
Yes. No, Cardin, this is a thing. You have parasitic mind control in animals, like throughout nature. You see this in the mice. You see this in these zombie snails. Look up zombie snails.
Holy crap.
And zombie cicadas, like
zombie deer. Cardin, have you seen
zombie deer?
Yeah.
Zombie. Okay.
These are animals that are like infected by parasites that control their behavior in order to get that parasite to be able to continue reproducing.
Okay, so here's zombie snails. Hold on. I am turning down the volume of this because I have no idea what's going on. But here you see, oh my gosh, Nat Geo did something on this.
Yeah.
So these snails.
Yeah, look at the freaking eyes on that thing.
So these snails get infested by a parasite?
Yeah, and the parasite controls their behavior and then gets them to go out and like die.
There's a
And
parasite
get-
in that snail?
Yeah, and then it gets eaten by birds, and that continues the parasite's life cycle, right?
There it is, my man. I mean,
Yeah.
don't swallow that worm.
so
Jeez, okay.
So there is a lot of parasites within people. People who stars have an incredibly high amount of parasitic infection.
What?
Really?
Porn stars stars are riddled with parasites, and one of the reasons is because when you so we're gonna have to I'll have to say
Yeah,
it some ways.
okay.
When you digest fecal matter, it automatically creates parasites in your stomach, and so when stars perform and then right afterward they're ingesting any sort of bacteria that then goes into their stomachs and creates parasites, which is why stars have incredibly high parasitic infections and are incredibly suicidal. One, because of the fact that you can go out in the public and people could see, that you've been bing bing bing. But the other is because the mind control that comes from parasites that gets you to want to end your own life so they can infect more bodies is also constant, which is why porn stars are also prone to incredibly violent outbursts. They're prone to a lot of erratic decisions, crazy stuff like that. So the parasitic infection. So these parasites are a form of demons that we don't really think about or recognize.
Like help stop some of these things, I guess. Maybe that's part of it.
And maybe the corrupt people in a lot of the Food and Drug Administration are creating products that will give us more parasites.
Well, and this is
Which
what's
is
so.
why
what
the
do you mean? What are you thinking of?
No, I mean our fast food, our alcohol is full of parasites. It's horrible. It's so bad, and so people have more and more parasites because they're being taught just eat like crap, eat like crap, eat like crap. It's almost like the Doctrine and Covenants, in consequence of evils and designs which do and will exist in the hearts of conspiring men in the last days. I give you this word of wisdom.
Oh,
Well, and these, I got to say, this video that we pulled up, I noticed a little bit of the text
Also,
that they
eat
had.
sparingly. Another way, avoid parasites.
Well, so look at this. These are things that doctors have noticed that parasites have the power to do, and it does sound a lot like what many of the ancients would call demons. They, quote, have the power to influence your mind and fill it with destructive thoughts, and apparently the Gandhi parasite, which is very common, has been linked now to schizophrenia. They can have the influence on the dream realm, manifesting as shadow beings during sleep paralysis. Your shadow beings.
Oh,
you know what I'm
shoot.
saying? There we go.
Wait, okay.
Your shadow
so this
beings.
these shadow beings are parasitic.
A dimensional veil that we don't want to be torn open even more by CERN.
Okay, and look at this right here. It also says that possession usually involves becoming sick or constantly tired, which is oftentimes a chronic fatigue manifestation that's talked a lot about in modern medicine. And then finally, to top it all off, the last one is that possession, as described, especially by the ancients, in a way that we would modernly call parasite, says your spiritual powers and ambition begin to diminish. Hardcore, Kwaku. So, are spirits demons?
What?
Our
Oh, no,
parasites demons.
Oh, sorry, yeah, are parasites demons?
Parasites are demons, and you'd be surprised by the amount of people who have like all sorts of depression and they're behaving in very depraved, crazy ways, who take dewormer medicine and poop it out, and then they're like normal.
And if you are not getting our bi-monthly newsletter, it's $30 every 6 months. All over on every one of my videos, you can usually go to the top in comments and see the different ways that you can sign up for the newsletter. You send your money, but in the memo, whatever, sending money platform you use, in the memo, put your email and write for newsletter. So you guys, tell me what you think. Tell me if you think that there are more people walking around that think that they have mental problems and it's simply parasites. I'm being really serious, folks. Like, imagine how, so when I Googled it, this is what AI says about our parasites, demons. The similarities are so close. And when I think back about the illnesses in the Bible, how God cast those demons into the swine and the swine drowned themselves. People who have demonic oppression or possessions, they don't look well. They're tired. They're mentally unstable. They're emotionally unstable. They're physically unstable. And then you go look at somebody that has a parasitic infestation. They're mentally unstable. They're emotionally unstable. They're physically unstable. So I think there's so many similarities here that you have to, I'm not going to say that a demon has been reduced to a parasite. I will say this. I do believe that demons use them to diminish your body, because God says your body is the temple, right? And so I believe that if he can use that parasite to kill you faster, or to bring on disease and to end your life faster, or to take away your ability to do the things that God has called you to do, wouldn't that be a travesty? So I just wanted to ask you guys this, right? I wanted to first to make you aware of the information, and then to ask you, so how about we all talk about possibly over the next week or so, all of us doing a 1 day or 2 day fast, or 3 if you're capable of it. Start small, stay in. That's what I tell everybody about homesteading. Let's stick to that for fasting. I'll be honest, I haven't fasted in years. Probably could use it. So I think if we would all fast, and then maybe get us some organic pumpkin seeds, or go buy a couple pumpkins. They're real cheap this time of year, right? And core it out, take the seeds out. You can bake them, add some sea salt, eat them. It's an amazing snack. Or you can grind them and then put them on top of your gravy, like powder them. That's what I do. I sneak it in because, my husband's like, is that pumpkin seeds? Girls, ladies, and gentlemen, do what you have to do to get your family to eat these things. They need them. And that's going to help with hook and tape. But, maybe get that other medication that was spoken of in the beginning with Donald Trump, and do your whole family, folks. I think that we all need to worm ourselves. 100% honest. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Love you guys. I'm going to bed. I know, sun's still out, and I said I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Told my husband, it's just the videos I've been doing take a lot of research. It takes it out of me, because I've also got 1,000 other things that I'm doing. I'm planning a trip to a revival in Tampa next week. And, with the book still being at the publisher's office, part of me is still that direction. And I do run a 2-acre farmstead. So every day. Talk to you guys later.